Huh? I think we're doing this. I think. Hold on. It says live. It says video is starting. I've got lots to look at, people. You're just going to have to just deal for a second here. Video live is starting. It's turning very slow, so I don't even know. Somebody message me. Tell me if you're seeing this. I don't know. I'm assuming you are. Al, shoot me a text. Anyway, turning very slowly. So we're going to do a couple things here. Okay, that's good. I'm now live. Okay, so I don't know if you heard any of that. There. I think there I am. Oh my God, something just came up. Customize your dashboard in live production. No, I got it. Okay, I'm in the middle of a thing. Why would they even send me that? Okay. Now, let's see. Expand video. Okay, there I am. Now, here's what I'm trying to figure out. Write a comment. So let's see. Hi, everyone. Can you see me? Let's see. Hey, okay. So my wife saw me. That's good. That's a good sign. She's sitting right next to me. Here's the challenge, though. I can't see the screen and see the comments. That's fascinating. Okay, I've got 4 viewers right now. Oh, hey, there's Kara. Hi, Kara. Still with the martini? You're going a different direction. What did you decide? For those of you wondering, went Sazerac tonight because, rhymes with Jesus. Not exactly, but all right. So Laura said to me, she goes, how long? Oh, it's good to know at least Kara can comment, so people can comment. So that's a good thing. 10 viewers. We are just Colbert. Watch it, pal. I'm coming after you. So, all right, let's see. I have a dirty martini in honor of this live feed. Thank you, Kara. That's fantastic. So I can see the questions. That's pretty great. Let's see. Now, so my producer wife is sitting right next to me, and she said she can't see any questions. Maybe she'll try another thing. Let's see. Too low FPS. The current frame rate is too low. Please set your frame rate to 15 or 60. I don't know how to do that. But there's 12 watching me right now. So we'll see how this goes. 13. Now, hey, hi guys. Hi Jerry. Becky Butch Clark. Hi there. So this is good. There's 11 people watching. Some are just sitting in the background watching and saying, I don't know. I think I just want to leave myself, in the background. Not let people know that I'm here. Al, are you here? I know you said you were going to be. Come in if you are. This is a real drag because I can't look at the comments at the same time that I can see myself. Oh, Kara says hi, Laura. Mm-hmm. So, good. Can you see the comments now, Laura?
On my phone.
Oh, that's great.
Not on the computer.
Okay, cool. Oh, that's not going to work. Hold on. Oh, that's pretty handy. People watching. Some are just sitting in the back. Okay, I'll turn the sound off there, but now I can see. Oh, this is much better now. Hey, Ken. Good to see you. Okay. No worries. Oh, that's crazy. So unfortunately, you're going to have to learn along with me as we do this. This is the maiden voyage of all this. You know what? Jesus would be down with that, so I'm assuming you will too. So I've got automatic. Oh, hey, Liz. Hi, I see that you're watching. Good. That's a Sazerac. Not as good as one of yours, but it's still something. No, guys, there is no. There's no rails on this. So if you have any question, somebody said, so any boundaries on what kind of question? No. Anything about God, anything about religion, anything about the church? Some of you, let's be honest, won't care at all about the church. The current frame rate is too low. I don't know what that means. Is everybody seeing me okay? Laura, is it coming across okay to you? Although it's tough because you're hearing me.
Yes, but it's a standard, if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so we'll learn as we go. We'll just figure this out. Hey, Shell. That's pretty great. We are almost up to 20. Oh my goodness, this is something. This is almost like real television, sort of. Um, so I've got my phone in front of my computer, and so I can see questions coming across. Okay, hi Jill, good to see you. I don't know what everybody, you know what, let's get the important stuff out of the way right away. Hi Beth. If you want, go ahead and comment. Let me know what you're drinking. I know my cousin is having a dirty martini. Michelle says hers keeps freezing. Mm-hmm. And Laura said she can feed me questions as she sees them, which is great. She's right next to me. So we'll have to figure out what. Al said, if you can't see me, why did I need to make a God? Because, Al, you're a man of God, and I assume that you wouldn't lie to me, that you're not going to say you're. And first off, Al, you don't drink for others. Drink for yourself. Let's be honest. That's what matters. Hey, Jordan. Good to see you. Nice. You made it. That's awesome. So again, so this I don't even know what the thing said is coming across slow, but I'm guessing it may be freezing up. I keep getting these things that say too low FPS. I don't know what that means, so you're just going to have to deal with me freezing, and we'll figure it out later, however it works. But hey, Lisa, if you guys have questions, because I said to Laura, I'm like, so I don't know how this is going to. I said this to Al too. I'm like, Jack Daniel's Honey on the Rocks, nicely done. Al Strauss Whiskey Sour, well played. You know, I'm only answering questions. Let me tell you the background of what's going on. So my boss is Elizabeth McVicker is preaching in Aspen Community Church this Sunday. So that sermon's already taken care of. And I was like, well, I don't want to just tell you guys, well, you know, tough shit. You don't get a sermon or you don't get any message. And I wanted to have something. So, but I thought we kind of did this one time, and it worked out pretty good when we did the sort of Ask Jerry Anything kind of questions. Jordan said, hi, Jerry's wife. Dave, not working. I don't know how to help. Carrie, you went from a dirty martini to a beer. Okay, that's fine. There's no judgment. This is a no judgment zone. Ryan Kennedy would say, we don't do shame here, and we're not going to. So, Rob, nice to welcome you. Jordan, Laura's my wife. She says hi. All the way from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Holy cow. This is fantastic. We are 6 minutes in. I think I mentioned God once, but in order for me to do this right, you guys have to type questions. Now, some of you, like Al, will try to crush me with some sort of weird theological dissertation, which I have no interest in answering. But if you do have questions that you want me to answer, either about just general theology stuff, that's fine. The other options are, if you have questions about the United Methodist Church, I'd be willing to answer those. If you have questions about, hey, Michelle. Hey, Dan, what would Jesus drink? I think we know, Dan. It would be red wine. It would be probably a 64 Moulin Rothschild. That would be my guess. Actually, there wouldn't have been 64 Moulin Rothschild back then. But the equivalent of that is probably what Jesus would be drinking, would be my guess. So again, if you guys have a theological question you want to ask me, if you have a question about my past, to some degree, I'll tell you about bartending and my history there. If you want to know anything about the books, I'd be glad to tell you about that. But I'm just a talking head. This is your show. No, both. Wow. Kara, going full bore. Good for you. That's a lovely Côte d'Aron Blanc. Yes, Liz, that's something Jesus would love. And you went Blanc. That's a baller move right there. That's solid. I don't see that. North Carolina, Susan chiming in. That's awesome. This is very cool. We're up to 22 people. Folks, call your friends and family because they don't want to miss this. This is something to This is something to see. Me drinking and not answering any questions. Wait. Oh, hey, Shirley. My goodness. Oh, that's great that you're here. That's great. I miss you. This is wonderful. Let's see. So it's funny because Oh, here we go. What are your feelings about the book if... Oh, my gosh, Sandy, that first off, it's a great question. Second, and this seems like such a blow-off move, and I don't mean this to be, but in the coming weeks, so not Sunday in 2 days, but a week from then, I'm going to be talking about hell. The week after that, I'm going to be talking about heaven, and I will be referencing that book. And the week after that, if my calendar's right, I think is, Easter and the resurrection, and I'll probably cover that because that seems appropriate. Liz, the Pappy was spectacular. It was top notch. For those of you who don't know what's going on, there's a place up here, a restaurant called Clark's that Liz is one of the bartenders at. They had a little tiny bit, and some of you won't care about this at all, but some of you really will. A Pappy Van Winkle 15, which is astronomically expensive. And there was less than a shot, and they held on to it. And Liz, I may be wrong, but did you hold on to it for more than a week? Was that why you texted me and said, are you coming in tonight? I think you guys held on to it for a week and let me drink the last half ounce to an ounce. It was spectacular. Hold on. My producer's sending me notes right now. Hold on just a second. I-70 is closed in both. No, it doesn't say that. Hold on. What is the best way? Oh, this is spectacular. Was this a question that came across the feed that I missed?
Yeah, I missed it.
Okay, cool. So here's the first question that's not booze related. What is the best way? Carol, we need to do this all the time. What is the best way to engage an atheist? I'll be honest. I feel I have a sort of a PhD in this. Because I would say most of the people that I engage with in bars and restaurants that I'm just out in the normal world talking are either atheists or agnostics. And I'll tell you, I'll rip this directly off from one of my heroes, is a guy named Marcus Borg. He was the professor of religion at Oregon State for a number of years. He died. God, somebody help me out. Al, I want to say like 3 or 4 years. Hey, Clover, this is awesome. Laura, write down Al's question because it disappeared on me. But Marcus used to teach a class, and Oregon State Oregon is a pretty non-religious state. And he would get students all the time that would come up to him and say, hey, I'm taking this class because I have to, but I got to be honest. You need to know. I just don't believe in God. And Marcus, with such a generous spirit, would always go, well, tell me about the God you don't believe in, because I probably don't believe in that God either. And I think that is what you will find 9 times out of 10 is as you start to engage with atheists or agnostics. I literally was talking, in fact, Liz, this was at Clark's. I was talking to somebody that said, we had this conversation. They go, they were visiting. They said, I'm an atheist. And I go, yeah, I talk to a lot of people that are atheists or agnostics. And she said to me, she goes, yeah, you know what? Atheists just say agnostics are atheists without any balls. And I was like, okay. First off, it's a funny line, to be fair. Second, we kept talking, and as we talked more, she slowly said, she goes, it's not like I don't believe in a higher power. She goes, because I do. I believe in like something like that. I have no space for organized religion. I hate organized religion. I said, well, you know who else hated organized religion? Jesus. Jesus hated organized religion. But the irony of the whole thing was that she bagged on agnostics when the reality was she wasn't an atheist or an agnostic. She acknowledged the essence of, but she had a problem with organized religion. And hey, believe me, if you talk to 30 clergy in any amount of time, you'll find that so do they. I mean, even people that we draw a paycheck from. Organized religion's tough, man. I mean, there's a lot of opposing factors. There's, how to get butts in the pews, to be honest, and those butts equal people that put money in the plate. This is just reality. And that helps in many times to fuel great ministry work and to build wells in Africa and do all kinds of really cool shit. But it also maybe isn't and can sometimes slant the angle. of the church. And I think that's what really drives agnostics and atheists crazy the most, is that idea. And I get that. So what I would say is just not be defensive. Here's what I would say. This is what makes me a really crappy pastor, is that I really don't care. I don't want to convert them. It's like I will give them as much data as I have. I think I said this in a sermon a couple weeks. I'll give them as much data as I have, and then I'll let, the Holy Spirit and God and that do its work. Because, I'm not going to fall on the sword. I'm not going to live or die whether this person gets converted or goes to my church. I just don't even, first off, I don't even think that's my role. Second off, it just seems schmarmy. It just feels used car salesman-y-ish, and I don't want to be any part of that. So, I'll tell them what I know, and then when they go, I'm going to stay an agnostic, I kind of go, all right, you want another drink? I'm just not in the business of trying to hard sell. I'm in the business of trying to share what I know, which I think is cool. Lord, you got another question? Oh, Laura's got a whole sheet of, this is fantastic. This is very much like, so I spent the day cleaning a closed church. What could the church do so that we aren't doing this 50 times more? How can we help churches thrive? Great question. I might know the sender. I don't know. And when I say I don't know, you got a couple questions there. What could the church do so that we aren't doing this 50 times more? I always sit there. I remember somebody saying one time to me, they said, every church that Paul opened is closed now. Like the Apostle Paul has a 100% failure rate when it comes to opening and closing churches. Everyone, if that's the definition, thank you, Kara, that's nice. If that's the definition, then Paul sucked, because all his churches are done. I think there's a lifespan to a church, and I think for some it's going to be a lot longer, and for some it's not. I mean, we all know churches that used to have hundreds or even thousands of members, and their time has passed. So I don't know if it's about how do we keep from doing this more. I think, at least from my angle, it's about how do we create an experience that transforms people's lives to be better representatives of Jesus on the planet than anything else, than choir trips or trips to Greece or bake sales or how many people are in the pews. And I will be the first to acknowledge, and if any colleagues are watching this, they'll tell me too. I mean, we've had these talks a lot, for those of you that aren't clergy. And you know what? Maybe the current model isn't meant to work. Maybe the current model isn't working for a reason. And I'm not saying that's the case. And I'm saying, yes, that's absolutely petrifying. And I'm very quick to say, yeah, I could be out of a job if that happens enough. Eventually, yeah, it's totally. And then, you know what? I'll work in a cheese factory, or I'll go to be a bartender again or something. But I don't know if keeping churches open or closed is the mission of Jesus Christ to transform the world. I think we thought it was, and I think we're in a time of change, and I don't know what that looks like, because their church is doing amazing shit, and there's churches we know that maybe their life cycle has passed, and then they're going to. First off, so for those of you that know me, know After Hours. After Hours wouldn't have existed if a church called Faith didn't close, and from the sale of that church in the Highlands, which is a suburb outside of Denver, we weren't given the money to help launch us. So sort of like a phoenix, so out of the death of one thing, this new thing got born, and that was amazing. I mean, we fed over 750,000 people down the park, and they're still doing it. So something great came as a result of that death. There was a resurrection that came. So there's your Lenten theme. Hold on. During this season of Lent, I've been wondering if Jesus' death on the cross was necessary for us to be forgiven and loved by God. Would he have taken us in anyway? Okay, now we're rocking and rolling. Let me see, hold on. Jason, these are pretty frequent conversations. Yes, Jason, you're absolutely right. Like, here's the thing. Just because I'm doing this now, I swear to God, you talk to any of your pastors, and if they are outside their building for more than, 8.5 minutes, these are the conversations we're having, and Jason will be the first one to tell you that. It's super true. And Al, if you know of an opening at the cheese factory, you got my number, call me. The question about Jesus and Lent, so I'll tell you a backstory on this. So I had a class with a guy named Ted Vile. Ted Vile is smarter than I'll ever be if I had 3 lifetimes. He was somebody helped me out who went to Iliff. I want to say professor of religion, but I know he had a fancier, longer title than that. Ted has since become a great drinking buddy, super nice guy, about my age, and just both smart and like just normal, and isn't like a jerk. He's just really cool. But I remember in class one time, he said to us, so Schleiermacher was a theologian, and Ted's like a total dork for Schleiermacher. He's like, I think, the vice president of the Schleiermacher Association or some crazy shit. But he's like way super into it. And he said, so let me ask the class. This is all seminary students. He said, do you think that the students or that the disciples were saved? And the class was like, yeah, of course, yeah, they were saved. And he goes, okay. And why do you think that? And they go, because they were around Jesus. They had the closest proximity to Jesus. They learned Jesus' ways. They learned what Jesus was about, and learned to emulate that. And that caused, their salvation. It's like, okay, great. So it was all the time they spent with Jesus and close to Jesus. We're all like, yeah, we've said that. That's what it was. It's like, okay, cool. So what you're saying is they were then saved before the cross. Before Jesus died on the cross, they were already saved. And it felt like you were being cross-examined by a lawyer in a courtroom. You're like, oh shit, oh my God. And our minds were like, so I don't know who answered this question because the Lord just handed it to me, but it says, was it necessary for us to be forgiven and loved by God, wondering if death on the cross? You'll find any number of people that will say I'm absolutely positively wrong about this, but I'm truly of the belief that wasn't a necessity for salvation. Now, you'll also hear in 2 weeks when 2 weeks or next week? 2 weeks. When I talk about heaven, which piggybacks on the question earlier, I'll give my reasonings for that and why that is. But, I think that the cross represented a lot of different things, and I don't want to tilt my hand too much for Easter Sunday, but I think it really was for us a model of a guy that said, live like me, no matter what the cost. And I have no question that Jesus knew exactly what would happen. Not because he was like spooky Superman Jesus, but because he knew how it rolled out in Rome. He knew the cost of what he was doing. And when he made that call, as soon as he rolled that dice, he knew the die was cast, and he knew what was going to happen. And he did it anyway. And I think in some ways, if the job of us is to try to live like Jesus, this model of saying, no matter what, you do what's right, regardless of the outcome, is pretty powerful. And to be honest, a buddy of mine, and some of you have read Nadia's books, Nadia Bowles-Weber, said, dying on the cross and picking up your cross and dying for me is not a great marketing slogan. I mean, it's never going to be a huge hit. But I think that's the part that sucks about Christianity, actually. It just seems so easy to call yourself a Christian and so hard to actually be a Christian. Like, to actually be a Christian in the ultimate sense of saying, I'm going to follow this guy. Okay, that's how we're going to define that. I'm going to do what this guy does. Good luck. Let's see how that rolls out. Now, this is completely separate from me. Whether God is going to love you, whether you are forgiven, whether God has unconditional love for you, put that off on the table. That's a whole different thing. But if you're going to call yourself a Christian, if you're going to say, I'm going to follow this guy and try to live like this guy does, which so many of us do, and I think so many of us do really crappy, because to really do it well, pick up your cross. I mean, there's going to be a cost to doing that. So, Laura, do we have another question? No. Laura's given me the wrap-up sign. She's like, no. Let's see then. Okay. We still have 21 people watching. That's incredible. I look a little bit like Max Headroom when I'm watching on my screen. That's distracting at best. I'll try to get that better next time if we ever do this again. But I do have time, because it's been 26 minutes, and you've got shit to do. You've got a whole night. There's Sweet 16 going on tonight. There's the Gemstones on HBO, which we're probably going to watch. I've got still some cocktail to drink. Thank you, Kara. So I will give another question. We're losing people by the minute. They're falling off like flies. So if there is Lord just said, time to go. Wrap it up, pal. She's literally giving me this. She's going, all right, sweetie, it's over. Cocktail question. If there's anybody who's got a cocktail question for me, I can answer one cocktail question. Hey, Butch. And then I will let you be free and go on your way. Hey, Donna, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. If you just joined us, you missed all the good stuff, the other stuff. And so everybody knows, I'm going to try to figure out how to download this onto my computer and then upload it onto my YouTube channel, which, I don't know, the odds are like 20% that's going to work. But in theory, this will all be viewable, again, on my YouTube channel after 6:30 a.m. Sunday morning. So, okay, I'm looking. Any more cocktail questions? Al, are you still around? We answered 3 God questions. That's pretty good. I found out what everybody's drinking. Hey, Loretta, good to see you. Hi, we're wrapping up. You missed it. I just explained heaven and God and everything that matters. But I think that's it. Bring them. Wait a second. It just said bring them on camera. Somebody else messaged me that doesn't mind being on camera. I'm going to click a button and see if I can do that, just so I can learn how to do this thing. Hey, Steph. How are you? That's what you gave us at LP. That totally is, Jason. You're right. Stephanie, can I bring you on camera? Are you cool with that? It says bring them on camera. I want to make sure. I just want to see how this works. I don't even know what they mean. Kara, okay, tell me how to be more. Okay, how to be a more understanding person. Wow, I'm sorry that we've run out of time. We're out of time for that question. I don't know. You know what? I want to think that I'm like super understand. I have literally a post that I remind myself every day. It says, "Judge less, love more." That's it. Judge less, love more. And just so you know, I have that reminder 3 times a day, and I still screw it up. So, Kara, I don't know. Here's what I do know. I do know, regardless of ideology, religion, politics, I honestly believe everybody is struggling right now. Everybody is just barely keeping it together. And even the folks that think they're keeping it together aren't. Yeah, Kara, I'm the same way. I have a pretty low tolerance for silliness. But then again, but then I do stupid jokes, and I like silly jokes too. Bring me on camera. Okay. Of course, now I don't know how to do that. Let's see. How do I bring them on camera? Laura, do you have any idea how to do this?
No, I don't.
Okay. I guess maybe when they first come on, like as you climbed up, when you first showed up, it said bring them on camera. But then if you repeat, doesn't give me that option anymore. So I guess I got to wait for somebody new to show up. Now we're at 22 people, so there may be somebody new. If you're brave, hey Jim, how are you? From Columbus? That's awesome. I wonder why some of you have a message that says bring them on camera, and some of you don't have that message. Any idea? Okay, first off, Laura's telling me you're going way over, which is what a wife would do after their. I've got more viewers now than I did when I started. So, Miss Producer person, Kara, I'm so sorry, but I'm not able to do that. Yeah, Kara, I'm with you. And Loretta lost my feed. Okay, so I'm going to kill it right now. We're going to be done here, and then I'm going to try to learn more. Maybe we'll do these, I don't know, once every couple months or something, and just sort of create some opportunities for us to yeah, totally, Stephanie. We can give it a try next time for sure. So like I said, I'm seeing the messages when they come up, but I think I only see the bring them on camera the first time they come up is what I'm seeing. I'm also curious, make a comment in there, is the video really jerky for you? Because it's not on my screen, but it is on my iPhone when I look down. So again, we're all learning together as we do this. I've been watching this kind of, oh, I know. Laura just commented, it could be our Wi-Fi. We are in the mountains, and so God only knows what's actually happening here. I know who I won't ask a technology question. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I'm on, I still listen to AM radio, Al, to give you any context. For you kids at home, AM radio was well, I'm not going to go into it, but okay. I think we're done here. Thank you for doing this test run. Obviously, you can see I don't know what the hell I'm doing. We're just trying to figure this out. But I think you're a pretty gracious bunch, as best I can tell, unless you show up in the driveway with torches. But I think, for the most part, you're pretty gracious. And video does cut out from time to time. Okay, that's really good to know. Okay, we'll try to figure that out. Very glitzy. Okay, cool. No, we'll try to figure out the technology piece of it, see if we can make this a little bit better. Cut out a couple times. Okay, this is great. I was getting a notice, but I didn't understand what the notice was, and it was too late because I had already started. I'll try to figure what that is. So I hope this was, is fun the right word? I don't know if it's fun, but I hope it was something worthwhile. So I look forward to seeing you all soon. I will be going on vacation in a little bit for a couple weeks and won't be doing these because God knows I can't figure this out from Colorado. Imagine me trying to figure it out from Europe. So I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, you're welcome, Rob. I'm so glad. Thank you. Hey, Melissa. A best vodka drink, Melissa, that's easy. Pour vodka on ice and stir. That's the best vodka drink. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Kara. Yeah, I've got a Zoom too. I may end up doing it that way. That may be a better route to go. Oh, wait, Stacy, I'm going to put you on. Hold on. Invite Stacy to join you on camera. Stacy, I'm going to send an invite. Let's just see if this can work. If you don't want to go on camera, I understand it, but I just want to see if I can get you on here just to say hi, just to see if we can figure this out. And if we can, that'd be great. And if not, I totally understand. Maybe it didn't work. We'll see. It may not even send. Okay, this is my third goodbye. I think we're done. All right. That's it. So, somebody look up action needed too low FPS. I don't know how to figure that out, but I'll figure it out after we hang up. So, thank you guys for watching. This has been great. Sorry about my shiny forehead. Laura, can we get makeup in here? You didn't even mention this to me, for the love of God. Okay, now here's the funnier part. I got to figure out how to turn this off. Let's end live video. Okay, that's it. Peace be with you, as they say in our business. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope it was some sort of entertaining or fun or something. So anyway, have a great night. Bye, everybody. See ya.